Day 3, here we come. We gotta bang off solid 22K of flat water today. There's 2 of them down there and I'm worried because the second one is trying to bite the hook that's embedded in the fish. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is the morning of day 3 here. We didn't get to bed till late yesterday, so we ended up kind of sleeping in a bit. The bugs were horrific this morning. I could just hear them dive bombing the tent, so maybe that's why I didn't crawl out of the tent, but a little bit of breeze is picked up here. When you're in the Arctic in the summer like this, a good idea to pick some spots that are a little more exposed so you get a little more wind, keeps the bugs down. Anyways, today we have to travel quite a distance. We got to make up a little time for yesterday. We probably won't be getting into any rapids, but we won't be able to essentially fish the entire day like we did yesterday. Before the next lake though, we have a stretch of river with some class 2s and 3s and then a class 4 which will probably portage. So yeah, we're gonna be in epic whitewater back in these lakes. I'm sure the fishing will keep up as long as we don't lose all our lures, which seems to be happening faster than we'd like. We'll be good. Putting on a little salmon seasoning, trying a little different this time. Last time we used the Old Bay, the Old Faithful. Coffee's gonna be a tad chewy this morning. This is delicious, by the way, this coffee.
Nice place for a coffee, Jim. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, what a day. We're having fish for breakfast.
At first I was like, I don't want fish for breakfast, but now look at this. This looks amazing.
Right. This smells better than the last one.
Yeah, this one's good. Little one, eh? It wasn't even that little though, eh? Like, remember the
little one?
Yeah, it is. Remember the one I caught just at where we took out? Yeah. That would have been good, you know?
Yeah.
Fish. It's what's for breakfast. That fish was unbelievable. We're also saving our food that we brought when we're eating this, but I thought it was a lot. We need to put that back quick. Great breakfast, takes a little longer, but just a smaller fish tastes way better. So maybe that first one I kept was maybe a little big, and so this little like 3-pounder was just like way better. Woo! Woo! Oh, that's a lively one there. When you're fishing from shore, you run your drag out more because they don't pull the canoe. There's two big ones. I had one on, lost it, and then two of them were just hitting right here. Probably about like 15, another 15 maybe. Oh, don't go near that rock, dude. Woo! That's a big fish. Oh, there's two there. There's another giant trying to hit the lure in it. Look where it's hit. Oh, that's why it feels so big. It's snagged in the fin. Look, the second one's trying to bite the lure in its back. Oh no! Oh, I got the smaller of the two here. Oh no, if I get both of these, dude, it's gonna run my whole spool out. Good Lord. So I can see that I have this one hooked like in the dorsal fin, which means it's harder to fight. There's two of them down there, and I'm worried because the second one is trying to bite the hook that's embedded in the fish, and potentially I'd have both of these fish on at the same time. I'm trying to tire it out, but I want to keep it away from these rocks where it might break me off. I don't want to horse it in either because I can't afford to lose this lure. Look at the other tank right there, dude. Oh no, don't go under there. Oh no. Look, the other one's even bigger. Are you kidding me? Come on, baby. Oh, that's a good size. Nice and easy. Hello. Come to Papa. Yeah, it fought way crazier because of where it was hooked though, eh? There we go, he's hooked in the dorsal fin, but there's two down there. This was the smaller of the two. So the fight was way crazier because it was hooked in the fin, but right in the fin, and he'll be a very safe release. Yeah! Amazing.
Dude, there's two fighting. He's after it, yeah.
They're both trying to bite the lure. Look. Still trying to get it.
I had him up.
It's a good spot to land in here because the rocks are really smooth and there's a little water runs up between there and there, so it's pretty good to safely land them.
All the way.
Oh, this would be phenomenal fishing through these islands.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, so, but it's going to be really pretty, I think, through here. Yeah. We'll have to duck through here and then all the way down to right here, and that's where the first rapid.
That's a big crossing, eh?
That's where
this is like like over 2 kilometers.
That's where the first rapid. So we're coming down this way.
How far is that to there?
First rapid starts here when it exits the lake, and there's a section of like class 2, 3, 4 waterfall, and then another lake. So we're gonna at least maybe try to get to here, we're thinking.
Okay, here we go. Goodbye campsite. Day 3, here we come. We gotta bang off solid 22K of flat water today. Well, we're gonna have to not troll because when we're fishing, as soon as you hook into like the average size fish here, it's a 10-minute battle that could blow you back across the lake. So we did a little fishing this morning, and we're actually going to try to make some distance today to start off. Super fun morning though. Starting the day off, beautiful day, slept in, coffees, fish fry for breakfast, that was delicious. Followed by Fish Slam Fest. Well, we have been paddling. We got actually slight tailwind here, and the weather is still on our side. Some clouds moving in, so we might get some low pressure blowing in later today or tomorrow, but right now It is beauty. So pretty awesome way to start the day. And we haven't been fishing, which is challenging for us. But because of that, we've been making far better time than yesterday. And we're just creeping down the shore of Lake Tehikafaluk, and it's an absolutely beautiful day. You know, we just kind of, when we're out here, we sort of eat lunch on the fly. So I just kind of ate some granola bars type thing, and granola bar-y, energy bar-y things, Built bars or whatever, and some trail mix. And so we're pretty confident that we can catch fish more or less at will. So we're not like super worried about catching a fish to eat yet. So we can do that when we get a little further along. I really liked our fish breakfast, by the way, Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we just camp at the end of the lake. So we're still at 414 meters of elevation. I think at one point I said 414 feet, which is wildly inaccurate. This lake is called Tehikafaluk, which is in Inuktitut, and it's often referred to as Lake 414 because it's 414 meters above sea level. So in roughly 300 kilometers from the outlet of this lake will be at the ocean. So if you kind of conjure up a mental picture, 414 meters is, you know, meters about an inch longer than a yard, we'll call it. I think 1.2 yards is a meter. So that's a long way up in the air. So like the CN Tower is like 350 meters, right? And this river drops over 300 kilometers that distance. So it doesn't take much drop for water to get really fast moving, to create rapids and waterfalls and all that kind of stuff. So if you can conjure up an image of a graph in your mind, you can sort of visualize the average drop of the river. And that's a doable river, but it's a whitewater river, and that's exactly what the Hood is. So when it comes to figuring out how challenging a river is and if it's even doable, figuring out the drop is the way to do it. And what you do is you look at the elevation from the beginning of the river, say the headwater lake, what's the elevation? Then you count all the miles or kilometers of that river down to the ocean or whatever other river or lake it feeds into, and then you divide them and you get your average drop per mile or kilometer. And yeah, and then you can get a good idea how challenging a lake is. If you can't find any other details, or if you really want to see what the character of a given river is going to look like before you get there, that's how you calculate it.
Hopefully the wind stays down, but gorgeous day. It's nice and keeps the bugs away.
Well, we are still making our way down this lake here. It's been a glorious day, actually hot, unseasonably hot. Probably the hottest day of the year is today, wouldn't you say, Ted?
Yeah.
I'd say easily today's probably the hottest day of the year in the Arctic, in this region. But yeah, there's no boring, monotonous tundra around here. This is very rugged country, and we're getting into some very large hills that are almost even mountains up here too. So it's really cool. We had to do some tricky navigating through a bunch of islands, and our route took a hard left turn. And you know what? It's very contrasting, this country, to see the flat islands up against a mountain in the background, and where's the point? It blends in behind it, so it's even harder really to read the country. So we were able to navigate through those islands without using the GPS, just by, you know, looking at our maps and looking around and figuring. We've been, you know, paddling at a good clip, and we're thinking that we're just going to take advantage of this weather and make it to the opposite end of this lake today, which is where our first whitewater will begin. If we make it, which I think we will, we're going to be paddling probably till about 7, because there's about another 16 clicks left. So we'll have banged off, you know, solid 25 clicks or so today. But when we make it there, tomorrow morning will be, you know, some whitewater, some like minimum easy stuff, then some class 3s and a waterfall. Then we get into the river proper, and we're going to have some good current. But yeah, we're gonna have some portaging, some whitewater, beautiful falls tomorrow too. And today's just been a dream, honestly. Way warmer than I thought it would be, and a lot warmer than last time Ted and I paddled in the Arctic 16 years ago, which was much further north than here. But man, it was a lot colder. So we're enjoying this, but I'm doubtful that this weather will last. We're probably gonna get some sketchy weather at some point, so we're prepared for that though.
Oh. Yeah.
Good eater size?
Yeah, for sure. Really
Nice.
good eater. Look.
Nice. Well, this is our last big crossing, and we will be probably entering some current of the Hood River today, which won't last long because it pretty quickly goes into another lake after some rapids and a waterfall. We're not going to be dealing with those today though, but we have about 3 or 4, looks like 3.5 kilometers left, and we're probably just going to jump across this large bay because the weather is so perfect, and the wind's on our side. But yeah, this will be a pretty big open water crossing. Looks like we can head for an island, so about a click and a half, but and then another bit after that. It's gonna be sad to put Lake Tehikafalik behind us, but it's been a really cool lake. Ted just landed a nice lake trout. We were just like, okay, we've paddled good distance. It's about time that we should, you know, think about getting dinner and shoot. You know, we troll for just a little bit, and bam, perfect eating size fish. Just one fish, enough food for both of us. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, keep getting hits. There's one, and it is not small. Yeah. Oh, god damn it. Got off. I'm trying to get the net. When you're using barbless hooks, like, you can't take your hand off the rod like that, because as soon as you lose the tension, they just get off. You got to keep tension on at all times. So me bungling to try to get my net, I lost it. Felt like probably a decent size, like maybe like one of the ones we caught this morning. So huge. What do you think that is? Like a solid 7 pounds that you caught?
Like spoiled, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy, and like kind of sad to be leaving this lake.
I know.
This is the biggest lake of the trip.
Yeah, I know. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to speak, so we continued staring out the window in the darkness. Boredom overtook us and he began to speak. He said, son, I lived a life reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces for a taste of your whiskey. Give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you come play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Okay, well, we're gonna make camp on this big island right near the mouth of the Hood River, just because we feel like it looks windswept and less buggy. I think up on the right's the flattest.
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. That just looks, I don't know, pretty flat, but we'll check it out. Pretty big willows here, dude.
Oh yeah. Alright, we're going back to the salmon seasoning. Well, Ted chopped up the lake trout into salmon steaks, and we're using that salmon seasoning again. I put that on already because it's kind of yummy if you let it sit for a bit. It sort of soaks into the meat. And my side today is macaroni and cheese, or shells, little pasta shells. I forget, it's not just regular Kraft macaroni, it's like the one with the little bunny on the front, and it's like organic. I think it's for the children, I stole it. But yeah, I made up a batch and then dehydrated it. Is there a point of dehydrating pasta when it's already dehydrated? I don't know, I think maybe it comes out a little lighter, and then plus you already have everything on it, so just toss it into whatever container and add boiling water, and that's it. Plus that way I can have the milk on it. And we'll put that to sleep for like 10-15 minutes. Hopefully it'll still be warm. Should be. Next up, the fish. Look at that. Delish. Ted said it wasn't done enough for him, so he gave me this first round, and
You sent it back to the kitchen.
I think it's perfect, personally, but
Forever young, I wanna be forever young.
do you really want to live forever? Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? This is good, dude. That looks perfect to me. Look at that. Yes. Perfection. Ted, how are you feeling about testing your folding canoe in whitewater tomorrow?
I'm feeling okay about it. I mean, I can't really bump too many rocks too hard. It is tough, and I have a patch kit, but you know, you poke a hole, you gotta pull over and take all this time to fix it. So I obviously want to avoid doing that. And you can only fix so much, right? So I'm feeling okay. I was feeling a little better 2 days ago when I was sitting much closer to the middle. It handled great, but I was too tight in the spray deck, so I had to move my seat back, and now I'm really back heavy and the canoe spins around backwards, and so I'm not really liking that. So I'm not sure. And then my seat is such that I don't know if it's designed to paddle while sitting, because you can't really kneel, like there's nowhere for your feet to go without being like terrifyingly snagged in the seat. So, but overall I'm feeling okay, I think.
Okay. Let's see how this macaroni and cheese turned out.
Dude, when you let them sit, it'll just keep thickening up. Like yesterday I put in definitely too much water on purpose. I did it on purpose, but then I had left it for so long after cooking the fish, it was like thicker than I wanted it to be. You know?
I'm not going to rave about this mac and cheese, but it's not bad. Okie dokie. It is the end of day 3, and pretty like uneventful day, as in no sort of major challenges other than, you know, paddling a solid 20k. But man, was it ever beautiful. Slight tailwind. Didn't really fish much because, to be honest with you, we just needed to make time. We don't want to lose any more lures, and whenever you hook into something big, it takes like 10-15 minutes to land it. And so we had a really big fishing day yesterday. We caught some nice ones this morning right at the, you know, right where we put in from camp. And then as soon as we needed to catch food for dinner, bam, Ted nails a perfect one. I lost another nice one, and we got here, and there's not really a good spot to fish off this campsite, but other than that, super beautiful. It's an esker. Just, you can tell the you know, everything here, it was just so recently glaciated. An esker is actually, it's a bump like this, but at one time it was contained in ice. It's actually the pathway of a river that once traveled under the ice sheet, and just all that buildup of sediment, I guess, that was contained by the ice itself. I don't really know, but it almost looks like a river bottom turned inside out, and it just winds off through the country like a snake. Pretty awesome. Anyways, we just finished off a great meal. Tomorrow we are jumping off with whitewater, some pretty intense whitewater, and a definite portage, and around a beautiful waterfall, and then we are back into the lake. So I'm really loving this. This is actually more rugged, more mountainous really than I was expecting. and a lot of the barren lands are fairly flat. Well, this is definitely not that. So it's really inspiring country. And some of the fishing, like you get into one of these lake trout, and it's like it's a battle, you know. And I'm sure there's 30 pounders in this lake. If we were really trying to get something big, if that was our main goal other than just to eat, I'm sure we would be able to hook into one. But anyways, we probably still will. Lots more to come. I'm excited. This isn't even like the amazing part of the trip. This is just the beginning. A lot of people rush through this to get through the lakes and get into the river where there's more wildlife, and more plentiful fish. In the river, we're probably going to be catching more numbers than here, maybe not as big on average. So yeah, really looking forward to what the rest of this trip has to hold, and also, you know, feeling a little concerned about the rapids, because this water is bone chilling cold. If you dump in this water, even with a dry suit, hypothermia is a concern. With this warm weather, yeah, not as much as a concern, but it's unlikely to last, and there's no way to light a fire to warm your stuff up into dry clothes, which adds a whole other element of danger. Anyways, Ted actually managed to gather a good pile of sticks here from this island, so we will likely use the stick stove in the morning, conserve some gas, and use the stick stove to boil water. But it's really not enough to warm yourself up if you're hypothermic. So anywho, yeah, white water and more beautiful stuff. Sure, we're gonna start seeing some wildlife soon too. But I am going to turn in for another well-deserved sleep and try to make it an earlier day tomorrow.